This video is over lesson 2.2 in your Unit 2 packet. The name of the lesson is Solve Problems Involving Percentages. All of these problems are real life things that you probably have already encountered. At the top of your page in the vocabulary, check to make sure that you have an equal sign next to is means, and that you know that of means multiplication. We'll talk about the others as we go along. It's important to realize that percent is a ratio or a fraction over 100. So 100% is the most percent that you can have. If something is full, it's 100%. So if a hoodie is regularly $55 but is on sale for 35% off, how much will you save with the sale? What is the sale price? There's a couple of different ways you can approach this. Since it wants to know how much you're saving and the sale price, we are going to go with finding how much money you're saving first by applying the percentage off. Since it's 35% off, you have to remember that percentages need to be expressed as decimals. Because a percentage is a fraction over 100, you could write it like this, 35 over 100, or you can just simply take the decimal and move it twice to the left, so 0.35. That's the same as 35%. Really important that we understand that. So if it's 35% off, we need to figure out how much money that is. Anytime you're trying to find a percentage of a whole, we're going to multiply the percentage times the whole. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so I can write a little bit easier. So 0.35 times 55, which is $19.25. This is how much money we are saving. So because of that sale, we're saving $19.25. So how much money are we going to spend on the hoodie? Well, if it starts at $55 and we're saving $19.25, then we need to subtract 55 minus $19.25. So we are spending $35.75. It's a pretty good deal on a hoodie that starts out as $55. Okay, so when you're given the percentage, we're going to convert it to a decimal by moving the decimal twice to the left and then multiplying it by the whole. On B, we're actually not given the percentage, we're trying to find the percentage. So there are 173 students in the freshman class, 85 are involved in extracurricular activity. What percentage are involved in an activity? Okay, so anytime you're trying to find a percentage, remember part divided by whole. So in this case, what part is involved in the extracurricular? Well, 85 of them. And there's 173 total. So then you would just use your calculator to divide 85 divided by 173, which gives you a decimal. And some of you might be going, that's a lot of numbers. Remember, we can round these numbers. So I'm just going to keep it at these 4. And let's just round to 2 decimals after, or to 2 places after the decimal. Now this is a decimal. We have to convert it back to a percentage. So when we went from percentage to decimal, we moved twice to the left. When we go to decimal to percentage, we're going to move twice to the right. So 49.13%. So you might want to write that down on your paper. To go from a percentage to a decimal like we did on A, we moved to the left. And to go from a percentage, or from a decimal to a percentage, we move 2 to the right. All right, percent of change. Let's write down a little definition over for percent of change. So we want the change, the amount of change divided by the original. It's going to give you a decimal, and we're going to convert it to a percent. Okay, so if we start at 150 and now we have 185, how much is that changing? Well, we just take 185 minus 150, so it's changing by 35. And we always want to use a positive number there. We would just want to know how much it's changing, not whether or not it's going up or down. So we're going up by 35 here. So change divided by original. Just divide that. We're going to get a decimal. And we want to convert this to a percentage. So we're going to move that decimal twice to the right. So 23.33%. And since our original is smaller than our new, it's an increase. We're going up. Let's try that again. So on B, we're actually going down. We're starting bigger and getting smaller. So how much are we changing? How much is it changing from 75 to 52? So 75 minus 52 is 23, divided by our original, which is 75. We get this decimal. We're going to move that twice to the right to get our percentage. And we're going to round to 2 decimal places. And so since it's 66667, we're only using these two right here. Remember, if we want to round, we look at that next one. 5 or above, give it a shove. 4 below, keep it low. So I'm going to shove this 6 up to a 7. And it's a percent decrease since we're getting smaller. Alright, let's check out this next example. Okay, the cost to make an item is $3.50, but the manufacturer increases the price by 85% to sell the item. So on example 1, we had a sale, and so we were decreasing a price by a certain percentage. Here we're marking a price up. So we're going to do something very similar to what we did on example 1A. We're first going to figure out what is 85% of $3.50. So our decimal is right here at the end. We're going to move that twice to the left to convert it to a decimal. So 0.85. And we're going to multiply that by our price. So 0.85 times $3.50 gives us $2.97, or actually 98 cents if you're rounding. So we're going to increase our price by $2.98. So we started at $3.50 and we're increasing it by $2.98, which gives us a new total of $6.48. So you have to pay attention to whether or not you're increasing or decreasing. If we had been decreasing, we would subtract here. Okay, let's look at another one that's similar to this. Population of a town you grew up in is 840. You recently heard that the population has grown by 5%. What is the present population? And so 5%, move that decimal twice to the left, which means we're going to have a 0. So 0.05 is 5% of the original, so 840, which is 42. So we're increasing by 42 people. If we started with 840 and we increase by 42, that gives us a total of 882 people.